up drafting Zera versus Sherbeta. Match 2, set number 1, happens right now.
Yep, let's get into this right here. Pre-bans getting locked in. Oh, it's always so fun to see. Both players do not want to see that 33 speed lead Oliver hit the field here. You know, clearly they're trying to gatekeep that 33 speed lead that both of them desperately want to have. So I'm assuming whoever gets first pick, and it's going to be Zera next match, that Oliver will be taken immediately.
Yeah, I have not seen that in a second there, Stoic. And locking in oh my God, there's a Bella. And the Sekmet is showing Sherbeta is still committed to that turn 1 play.
Yep, and now so Sherbeta does have that more, but he also has that Nephthys. Don't forget about that. So that's a double speed lead coming out for Sherbeta. I almost want to say that's what he drops in right here, and I think that totally worked. But it is going to be a Gianna here, and I think this is a very good, aggressive draft from Sherbeta. Zera opting to go with the 33 speed lead Vanessa, and I do think this is something that he does need. So he's kind of saying that he may not draft all the turn 1 units that Sherbeta might have and be bringing to the table, but he's locking in the 33 speed lead as a threat. And I do think it does combo off really, really well with the 2 units that he just brought in there, the Ashir and the Wind Battle Angel, whose name escapes me.
Sonya. These players are showing that no matter how this game begins, there's that Nephthys you called out there, Stoic, from the most picked. Yeah, great call. No matter how this game begins, no matter who takes turn 1, this is going to be an incredibly strong start. We're either going to see a unit totally nuked down, or we're going to see increased cooldown time and AoE lockdown.
Absolutely love that both players right now are speed contesting, but if Zera wants to continue speed contesting, he needs one more speed lead to lay down on the field right now. And it's another 33 speed lead.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love how aggressive these 2 players are being right here. This is some good, clean Summoners War right here.
Oh yeah, you love to see this. Punching above the belt. Let's see who can outspeed each other. This is what we're talking about, man. Before the stream went live, we were saying defense might be the way to go, especially when you got a potential free ticket to the World Finals since you're the hosting country. However, these players are like, the best defense is a strong offense.
I agree. Wow, and the ban on Sekmet, that is wild. And we're going to be seeing that Sonya get the ban right there as well. 33 speed lead versus a 24 speed lead. How fast is Sherbeta, though?
No, not fast enough to outspeed a rampant Ashir. A boost can come out right now in a setup defense break into Bella. Let's see how much damage this does. Is this going to be a unit dead, Star?
I think so, and that's a beautiful violent proc as well. Pummeling that damage on top of the Gianna. He needs to kill this Gianna here with this Bella. Gets very, very close, but you can already see that this Samat definitely wants to go after, so that's a beautiful second skill from the Zabala going right onto the Gianna. Gianna looking to change the pace of this match.
So close to death. If there was one more dot, it would have taken it. Full team stun goes out. This is exactly what you need from Sherbeta. He can take a little control here to make sure that Gianna gets another turn. All debuffs go out from Nephthys.
Oh, man. And there's that third skill with the Zabala, but a nice little resist there. But you can tell that Samath will have that passive up. He's going to live for one more turn. He's definitely got to try and... I'm kind of surprised he didn't actually go for the kill on top of the Gianna there.
Yeah, me too, actually. I think maybe he could just be waiting for the AoE to... I honestly, I don't know what he was doing there, not taking that. I guess he was just so confident that Samath's passive could take it out. He's like, I might as well just put damage elsewhere. But by this point, it's negligible. The win goes out. Sherbeta with the AoE control straight out the gate. We knew that game was going to start out strong there, Stoic.
Yeah, we really did. I think what happened there is if Zera had taken out that Gianna, Zera wins that match. We have a beautiful fight for speed, and I love it. What a good, clean match coming from these two. So well done on Zera. Sherbeta staying alive with the Gianna. Gianna holding on, but Zera almost grasping victory if he had taken down that Gianna.
Oh, dude, you keep saying good, clean Summoners War, and I can't agree more. Dude, these are just... They're like, I want to outspeed you, and I'm going to show you what I can do with it. Either I'm going to nuke down a unit, or I'm just going to make sure you never get another turn. And I thought that was so cool to see. And Zera was just so close. If there was maybe one more dot on Gianna, it would have been different.
Yep. Even with the additional turn that Vanessa took, got the strip defense break, additional turn, applying even more damage to that Gianna, Bella was still not able to finish off that unit. It's so creepy. When I saw that happen, I was like, yeah, the Bella's got it. Bella's definitely going to be killing that Gianna there, and didn't have enough there to, not left in the tank to finish off that Gianna. But what a great match. That was excellent. Do we see another speed contest going into match number 2?
Yeah, do they want to do that again is a really great question. Because, again, this is best of 5 the whole way through the bracket. So if they want to have those moments to kind of run it back, technically they could. But now that they've seen this outcome, is Zera wanting to even harbor that idea? Remember, chat, Oliver is back on the table this time, Stoic.
Yeah, with Zera, I believe, with the first pick as well. Was it Zera with the first pick? I believe it's Zera with the first pick, and he should more than likely be taking that Oliver.
Yeah, whoever goes first is definitely going to take it if they desire it enough to pre-ban it. Oh, and of course, you can see what units caused the most trauma in that last game.
Yeah, I mean, Nephthys 100% was going to be the ban. I was about to say the pre-ban that Zera is locking in there is 100% Nephthys. And to no surprise to see that Bella getting the ban right there as well. Keep in mind, both players do have a Tian Lang, so there is going to be a little bit of contest with this unit if these two players choose to bring it here. And I think Tian Lang has a place for Sherbeta, honestly.
And Sherbeta looks to be taking the initiative and going for the bruiser style right off the gate. It could be there we go. This is the Tian Lang game there, Stoic. I almost forgot that they had it, considering the pace of the game was so fast.
Yeah, definitely turning pace here, which I do agree with. Sherbeta taking on a Faraz-style play here, where we have that Fire and Bison, that Tian Lang, something that Faraz likes to bring a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a speed lead potentially pop out for Sherbeta, because I do think Zera opts to, trying to change the pace. I love this. Tries to change the pace here, and a Shizuka, and what? It's the Dark Puppeteer, but what is this name? What is it even called?
Zenisegs, I think, something like that. Something. I think it's something like that. I believe it's that one.
Zenisec. Yes.
Yep. Zenisec. That's what it is. So we reverse engineered the Zenisec. Riley and Julianne make a triumphant return. Man, I feel like I've seen this draft before today, Stoic.
Yes, yeah, we definitely have, but I do think this is a great response for Sherbeta opting to go down this route. We get Double Oblivion. I think Double Oblivion is so strong for Zera, because right now, there's not much of an answer except a potential ban on Riley. He has to bring out the Double Cleanse, though. Annabelle, Nikki, things I would love to see.
An Isis right now is so cool to see. That's a unit that we rarely get to see in tournament play. I love the Wusa, actually, because there's not a ton of strip on the enemy team, and it's always helpful to make people jump through at least one more hoop, and of course, soaks up the ban, and the Isis goes down the drain because Sherbeta hates content, Stoic.
I guess so. He bans out that Wusa, wants to be able to do everything he's trying to do on the field here, and I think that's definitely a fine ban for Zera. I really, really like Zera's draft right now because this Dark Puppeteer has a incredible passive that has a lot of things under it, and we're about to see some insane things happen here. But Tessari needs to land his Oblivion, nailed it. Additional turns popping out. Sherbeta did not want to see that.
A huge threat, expertly dealt with immediately. That was great priority from the Tessarion play from Zera's side there. Just putting the Oblivion on it would have been enough, even. It's like just getting all that damage in would have been great. The proc sealed the deal right out the gate here. Now trying to just get a little bit of damage in on this Tian Lang, get that pesky immunity off of him, but wasn't quite able to. Here we go, just a couple stuns from that skill 2.
Yeah, definitely not bad. They're getting a little bit of value with that skill 2 indeed, but the Oblivion's going to be landing on the field. Cleansing comes out, not removing that Oblivion. Man, keep in mind, Shizuka's getting all the value out there. There's been bombs, there's been Oblivions, I believe there's defense breaks, there's stuns, there's just everything under the sun right now. And I think just the segment alone is going to be locking things down. It was such a perfect ban on top of that Wusa.
Oh, it totally was. It was a great call out on the Wusa ban there because it would have just made this nearly impossible to pull off. You can play around the Riley with the 1 turn of immunity, but like the Wusa with the 3, you'd never get to move. And just look at how armed the Shizuka is, coupled with the Dark Puppet Master, Zenisec.
Insane, man. Zera with an excellent draft going to game number 2. Definitely choosing not to speed contest Sherbeta here. Sherbeta, I would say, is definitely a faster and maybe even better drafter with everything that he has inside his box there for going a turn 1 style here. And I think Zera is going to respond very differently going into this match number 3 as well, but an excellent victory for Zera here.
What a game. And completely different from the first one. You know, we talked about the speed contest in the first half. In the second one, they opted for more of a slowed down pace. Granted, we did have the Oliver speed lead, but nobody was going for that same cleave effect that we had before their start.
Exactly, yeah. It was a totally different change of pace there, because we said, do they go and they speed contest round number 2? And I said, no, they're definitely going to be changing up that draft, and they're going to be going a little bit different. And Sherbeta, obviously, not opting to go for a turn 1 style play here, and neither was Zera as well. I do think there was not a great answer to Shizuka. Now, Shizuka's just like part of the problem here, because the Dark Puppeteer was a problem. Even the Tessarian was a problem. These are all things that Sherbeta didn't have an answer for, so I do think there's going to be a little bit of an issue for Sherbeta, and I think Sherbeta has probably the better box out of the 2 players here, but if he doesn't respond well to whatever Zera is going to be bringing in going into match number 3, I think potentially we're going to be seeing another victory here for Zera.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some way to deal with that Shizuka if it's out on the table. And I don't mean just, like, avoid it. I'm saying deal with it. I want to see some damage. I want to see, like, Miles to stun it early and proc and get, like, 3/4 of the health out of the way. Both of these players are in a pretty favorable position right now. Because, again, whatever happens here, this is not the last one. They have a little bit of time left over. It's 1-1. We knew these pre-bans were going to show up here, Stoic. Tian Lang out, Oliver out.
Yeah, definitely. I knew Sherbeta was definitely going to be pre-banning that Oliver here, and then Zera pre-banning the Tian Lang, which is really interesting to see that happen here. Oh, I love it! I was going to say there's no answer to the Shizuka. Takes the Shizuka away. That is how you answer that.
You know, now you answer it by bringing a Rakuni, you bring a Juno, you bring a Veramos, whatever you want to do. Dude, this is a Veramos game. Can we get, like, Veramos Rakuni right now? We're never going to see it again. No, Zera.
Dude, I love the way both these players are thinking here, because I think Sherbeta definitely thought Zera was going to go and opt to try not to speed contest, because it didn't work out for him in that first match, but Zera says, no, you're down a unit right now. You went and you drafted a Shizuka. Boom, speed contesting's coming out. Vanessa, the Bella's coming back. We're going to see the Water Ryu locking in another speed lead, not a Samat this time, a 24 speed lead Water Ryu. And then the Cigar's coming in here as well. We're seeing nothing but speed contest right at the moment right now, with double speed leads for Sherbeta as well. Also locking in the Shizuka. Shizuka already looking like a ban on this field, but I love it. Both these players, just honestly, they're playing some good, clean Summoners War right now.
Yeah, look at this. All jokes aside here, like, this is a great response to what Sherbeta is putting out here, Stoic. Like, the increased cooldown time effects on so many units. I mean, technically, there's 3 units here that increase cooldown time if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty. He's in a really good position to just take turn 1, lock this stuff down. So I think he just needs to ban whatever he thinks is going to move first, so that way he's uncontested. Take out even the Sekhmet if you got to. You just need to move ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I almost feel like Sherbeta's at a point where he has to, you know, ban out the aggression, which is potentially the Bella in my eyes. Because if he gets rid of the Bella, then, you know, there's not a lot of damage, opening up more opportunity for Nephthys to pop off, for the Sekhmet to potentially reset something, or a Shizuka to be really, really chaotic. But we'll see what happens, because right now, that's exactly what Sherbeta needed to see, minus that Despair Stun on top of Shizuka.
I was afraid of the Sekhmet, Stoic. Yeah, I think that one was definitely going to take turn 1, and now that ban on Cigar means that Chung Pung was the only increased cooldown time. So we got to see how Zera is going to get out of this. Can he kill it? He's got to kill it right now. He doesn't. He's going to get full
Does not
team
kill it. But he's able to get a kill on top of the Nephthys, which is really good for Zera, though.
Yes, it is really good.
Oh, wow.
Jameer is the damage right now, Stoic. He needs to capitalize on these defense breaks while they're available.
Oh my god, Bella's able to hold on here. Keep in mind, of course, we've got Vanessa's passive still, I'm sorry, it's a skill 3, still available right now, and that is definitely going to be a problem. He has to do all things, get the units restunned out there. Vanessa's not shut down yet. We do have that second skill. He can bring, what was the unit that he just killed?
It was Nephthys there, but I think...
Nephthys! Thank you.
It was Nephthys, but I think it's, you know, it's an option, but since she won't have her passive and her skill 2's offline, I think he's best just protecting this Jameer as much as possible because that's the damage. All things comes out again, Stoic. These units just can't get out of stun, except Vanessa pulls through with a proc and third skill online.
Ooh, and there it is, going to be bringing that Bella back, and Bella definitely is a problem unit because it is a lot of damage, a lot of aggression, but he's got the perfect unit, primed and ready for it, able to reset it with that Sekhmet. Dude, Sekhmet just setting the tone there with that third scale, nailing on top of Shizuku. It was almost a nail in the coffin immediately. Sherbeta always proving to be better in the turn one.
Yeah, that was you know what? I was just about to tell Sherbeta to take the risk that he took. Skill 1 on the Bella to try to preserve the Jameer. Jameer is going to get one more turn. You just got to kill the Bella. Nice.
Does get that kill. He should be killing that Chung Pung as well. Now, obviously trying to take advantage of defense break, sitting on top of that Jemaya, but of course, there's that second skill is available. It gets that soul protection out there. Can go for a nice reset on top of that. Vanessa nails it as well. This is the best Sekhmet I feel like we've seen throughout all of SWC, landing everything every single turn.
That's a really good point. I don't think we've seen a Sekhmet work as intended this consistently. Now that could be a turning point potentially. Let's see. No skills online for the Shizuka, unfortunately, so there's not a lot to capitalize with. Moore is still getting some hits on, or excuse me, the Water Ryu in this case. Defense break goes out. Let's see what can happen.
Yeah, Curse the Beautiful is definitely going to be a game changer. He has to continue going into this more, though. That's where that damage has to go. If he gets more additional turns, that's where he has to keep pumping that damage in there. Sekhmet is staying alive here. Holy cow. Because we do have that second skill. I think this is the time that he brings back Nephthys. Does he have the second skill alive on Nephthys? I think that would be the play.
Yeah, there go. Opts to protect the Sekhmet instead. We really need to lock down the Moore because the Moore is going to be the thing that can win this game. It can turn it around. He's amazing in a 1v1 situation, and there's no damage coming out.
Yeah, that was a really good Despair Stun that he got on top of the Sekhmet, but that was a really, really nice a third skill that popped out there. And of course, we've got skills available. I mean, Moore is the guy. Moore can be the guy here, but goes for the reset of the passive. Does not lose a Sekhmet just yet, so of course that first skill is going to go in, popping off with second skill, going over onto the Shizuka. Shizuka's got her second skill again, readily, and oh, he was hoping for Curse the Beautiful. I think if Curse the Beautiful was alive there, he would have then just dropped both these units with the multi-hits. You can see him pausing right now.
He can take out, oh, but she had cooldowns. Tried to take out the Moore to just go for the element advantage matchup. It didn't pick. Is this going to be the comeback?
Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened that way. Because there's that first skill, not getting it there. The passive's going to be up on top of this. Gets the additional turn. Is this going to be enough with attack break sitting on top of Shizuka, though? Goes to bring back the Jemaya. Is this
feeling the balance back? It's about to. He keeps it.
No way.
Such a close game. He almost lost it like 3 times.
Wow, what a match, dude. I love both these players here. I love that, you know, I feel like I just didn't know enough about these two guys, and they came in here and was just absolute showstopper for everything. I love that first match. I love that second match, adjusting to the first match. This is so crazy. What a well played out match. These guys are really are coming across as excellent players. I think the only thing that happened there is Sherbeta lose. I mean, I lost track of the cooldowns of the units that he's trying to bring back, because it's always something that I'm forgetting here. Is Shizuka using that second skill, the nerf? You know, it's not bringing a cooldown back onto these units. So it's like, what did the unit, when it died, what did it have left? So when it brings the units back, you know, he chose to bring back the Sekhmet, but Sekhmet's Curse the Beautiful wasn't up. If he had Curse the Beautiful, would have dropped both units right there. Sherbeta would have won, but you know, it ended up working out for him, man. And it does go back to that violent proc that he got with the Shizuka with the skill 1 proc and the passive, but of more there. But procking, going right back to Jemaya being the perfect unit to finish off that more there. That was crazy.
And I remember thinking at the start of that game, it's like, where's the damage? How is he going to make use of these Nephthys debuffs? I had, you know, you got that moment where you're in disbelief. It's like, you've got the setup. Now, where's the payoff? Turns out Jameer is the facilitator and the damage. So cool to see that happen. I think that he did a really good job. It was Sherbeta's game to lose from the beginning. He had the control. Zera was kind of trying to climb out of it, and Sherbeta almost lost it, almost let the win slip through his hands, but was able to clean it up at the end. Got real scary with that Moore, though, Stoic.
It did. It got very scary with Moore. Moore's a dangerous unit, man, with that passive. But that was very, very exciting. It was well drafted between the two players. You know, RNG aside, it was a very, very key violent proc for Sherbeta, because that ultimately locked in that victory there. But what a great match between the two.
Exactly, and I don't want to completely discount the violent proc at the end, but I want to reiterate it was Sherbeta's game to lose. He was ahead the whole time. Zera started to pull ahead, and he kind of clutched it up towards the end. I mean, that's why you ruin it on violent. You know, it's for that chance to clutch it. Because Moore was definitely a problem unit there. That's one of those units where it can just be a 1 HP, and it can still threaten to solo you. Oh, throwing out a Juno a little early here, Stoic.
Wow. You know what? I think that Juno might be a response to what Zera... Man, I really like how these two are reading each other. This is great. So the Juno you can call it preemptive, because this is where Shizuka, this is where that the Dark Puppeteer comes into the picture. I think Juno is a very fine unit to draft in here, but look at how well they are adjusting. I love it that the response for Zera is to drop in a Camilla here, you know, responding to the Juno. I think this is a great unit to drop into the field when it comes to Tian Lang as well. I like that Bruiser style play, bringing in Camilla. I think Wusa's an excellent draft. I really love how these two players have been drafting. We've had nothing but changes of pace, and these two just trying to read into each other so well.
Yeah, the responses are so good. I'd love to see something like a Cigar or something here from Zera to just lock down the Wusa so you don't have to commit to banning it. But let's see how he chooses to reply. But I couldn't agree more. These players are adjusting to each other much better than before. The Mo Long here is an interesting pick. Does that signal a Wusa ban? How do you read that Mo Long there, Stoic?
Well, definitely that Mo Long's on Vampire 100%. There's no way you bring a violent Mo Long in there just to go all the way down, getting hit with your 75 Reckless Assault on yourself here. So it's definitely going to be built on Vampire. I don't think the Camilla is going to bring enough sustain to this table here. I think the Praha was fine. The fact that we're going to see a Jamire come to the table, I think Sherbeta feels comfortable that he's going to have his Wusa and Jamire go through. I don't know if that is going to happen. Tian Lang definitely disrupts the Oliver. So we could be seeing a Tian Lang ban here?
That could be on the table for sure. And I agree with what you're saying about the Vamp Mo Long, because I can't help but notice that there's no sustain save for the passive heal from Camilla on her turn. Otherwise, you're just banking on reviving once and then just taking the hits as you go. The Bella ban, banning the strip, but the immunity is banned. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good one, and now Jameer is in a position where he's going to be resetting the cooldown of units that have very low cooldown times already. Again, potentially the last game for this set. Sherbeta is at advantage right now.
Most definitely. He did miss that stun, or that strip and stun on top of that Mo Long, which I think is totally fine, but I do think he opens it up with a Reckless Assault immediately, and his target of choice is going to be that Tian Lang.
Yeah, the Tian Lang suffers here, and no heals are going to be coming to that Tian Lang's aid right now. It looks like we're about to clutch it up because Juno has no debuff, so there's not going to be any healing for the poor little panda. Let's see, can Oliver just suck up that attack bar? Let's go.
There's that little bit of healing coming towards that Mo Long, and I do believe this is a violent Mo Long. I don't think that was built on Vampire. Should have been seeing a little bit more HP if that was built on Vampire, but I think Tian Lang is going to be dropping here, and I do think it does favor Zera a whole lot, because now the Oliver's online, where Sherbeta can't really stop this Oliver. So it's looking really, really good for Zera. We have a potential Game 5 coming to the table here.
Oh, yeah, good observation. This Mo Long is definitely on Violent or some other... it's probably Violent, but it's definitely not Vampire. Didn't see anything. And there we saw the conundrum with the Jameer in action, Stoic. He had the third skill, but nothing to really reset. I mean, we could get Miles' second skill back, but that's coming back on this turn anyway. So it's kind of in an awkward position. We're going to get a nice little attempt at a defense break, but nothing great. Here's the cleanse to free up the Miles.
Yeah, in my opinion, he was expecting his Wusa to go through. That's kind of why the Jamire felt like a good pick for him, because you're getting no real value bringing a Jamire to the table when you're just bringing back the skills of Miles and Juno, because they're so low. They can get those skills up, but not even those skills are that impactful, minus, Miles' second skill that he gets up very frequently here. So I feel like Sherbeta probably not in the place that he wanted to based off of the draft, but I do think Zera is going to take full control having this Oliver on the field.
Yeah, it is very uncontested. Jameer able to proc into annihilating the skill cooldown time on Vanessa there, just so it's one less thing to deal with. But thanks to that semi-recent change on Vanessa, that skill 3 is almost back online already.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. I mean, he's got the stun available. Does he keep hammering away at this Molong to try to remove this unit from the field there? And looking to put a little bit of damage into the into the Camilla, which is a little interesting in my opinion.
He could. You know, I'm gonna have to take another look at that Molong. I swear I saw green text, though it could just be the 11 o'clock speaking. I swear I saw some green text pop up when that Molong attacked. Let's see that answer right now.
Hey, there it is.
Vampire.
It is built on Vampire. That was interesting. I was expecting a lot more HP to return back on that Reckless Assault. Not as much as I thought, but there's the additional turns popping out. Oliver does drop, of course, the Vanessa passive still there because there's really nothing Sherbeta can do about that, but definitely favoring Zera right now. And like I said, it's just so tough to deal with the Oliver. Oliver taking full control of Sherbeta's draft here. Definitely going into a game 5 right here. So great response for Zera. I love the ban on the Wusa. Sherbeta was not expecting that Wusa ban there, and I think that's kind of what it comes down to because it really ruined the synergy and the direction Sherbeta felt comfortable with when he brought that Jemaya in.
Yeah, that Oliver would have been so tough. It was completely uncontested after the Wusa. That was the hinge point of that comp. And also the Jameer felt a little misplaced. If I'm remembering correctly, it would have been a Praha in that zone instead. I'm trying to think if I prefer one over the other. I think maybe another answer is necessary to answer. What do you think looking back with hindsight, Stoic?
With hindsight, looking at that draft there, I think the Juno was a little too preemptive because I do think the Juno was a preemptive draft coming from Sherbeta, so maybe not opt to do anything preemptive like that, and maybe go with a more aggressive style draft where you make your opponent, make a decision, not draft something based off of what you think might be coming to the table. Because what I will say is Zera has been responding very, very well, where we've seen different changes of pace where we're going from fast to bruiser and then back to fast and then back to bruiser. So that's something that's very, very difficult to draft against because these two are both changing their styles very, very quickly in the midst of the draft already. And I don't think a preemptive draft should come to the table like that Juno.
Yeah, that's a sign that you're getting a little too deep in the tank. You're too in the head of your opponent. You know what they're trying to do, and you go ahead of it. But you don't want to pick ahead of it because you're not countering anything other than yourself if that's the case. Zera versus Sherbeta, we're already in round 5. Whoever wins this one is going forward.
I mean, Sherbeta just screams. Oh, those are the last round pre-bans. I'm sorry, with the Ice Neftis getting banned out there. I don't know. This is crazy. We're going down to a game 5. I don't think it comes down to a speed contest in this match. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Do we see the double Oliver pre-ban?
Although it would be a nice bookend to this set there, Stoic, if they did speed contest at the end. End it as we started it.
Wow, so Oliver's going to be going through. Sherbeta is going to get the Oliver. Now, this is the unit that both players were afraid of the most. Sherbeta's going to have it. It's in his wheelhouse. The Bella is gone. I want to say Sherbeta's going to come down to just like that first match. He's going to be locking in those speed leads, opting not to take the 33. And interesting, so the 33 on Zera's field in the form of Vanessa this time. Camilla's coming back again. Now, I don't see a turn 1 playstyle coming from Zera because I do think Camilla's not going to have any form of synergy here.
Yeah, Camilla's a very passive unit, and I mean that not in the skill sense, but rather in the play sense. It is a very nice answer to the Nefties, though, considering she can cleanse as long as she's crit. And Sherbeta answers with old reliable, like we talked about earlier. Chung Pung, more.
Yep, there you go. He's going for turn 1, so this is just... honestly, it comes down to Zera right now. How well is he going to respond to Sherbeta taking turn 1 and being potentially very aggressive? Because he just laid down this comp right here. And I love it. I love it. We're going to see a speed contest. We're going back to game 1 here. We got the 33 speed lead locked in by Zera. He's going to wrap up his draft with another 33 speed lead. Zera's going to pick that 100% because right now, Sherbeta's saying that I'll just ban out the Vanessa. So I'm telling you now, another 33 speed lead is going to be hitting the field with Zera. We've got the Zabala hitting the field again with Sherbeta, and he's going to wrap up with one more pick. This is going to be turn 1. We're seeing a Sekhmet. We're seeing a potential Ethna, anything in that realm.
We're getting the game 5 that we wanted, the bookend, Stoic. We're getting the speed contest in the final game, and the Wing Robo is such a great last pick.
I love it. Sherbeta really demanding that he gets turn 1 and he holds on to that control. We should be seeing another 33 speed lead because right now we're just banning out the Vanessa, and then he doesn't even speed contest at all. So it looks like Zera is going to back up and just receive whatever Sherbeta is going to be dropping down onto the table, taking in that Juno. Where do we even? I think we do see the Vanessa ban, to be honest with you. Vanessa should be the ban coming out here, where Sherbeta gets to take full control, demanding all of his units go first, and not seeing a very fast Yanhong or even a potentially fast Cigar here as well.
Yeah, the 1 speed lead may be the downfall of this comp. Stoic, you called it. Vanessa is out and more is out, but unfortunately Sherbeta has 1 more speed lead in the tank.
Yeah, so that Juno being drafted by Zera definitely says he's letting that Nephthys through, because if it comes down to Juno Nephthys, Juno wins that bout. But we're going to see Zabala. Can Zabala stay consistent, get the resets and freezes that he's looking for, opts to go with that second skill right into the Wind Robo. Wind Robo looking to get all the strips, does not get it on top of that Cigar. Still, oh my god, Cigar refuses to lose his immunity.
It's the Cigar that could. He is sticking around to reset a unit. Whichever unit. Oh, wow. Holds the skill 2 for the full team. That could be greedy. Is he just trying to bait? He was trying to bait the cooldown time increase for Cigar, but he doesn't take it. He goes on the Chung.
That is wild. So he's got those provokes across the board. All the damage coming right into the Chung Bone. Charge Vitality coming out on top of the Cigar. Cigars only has the provoke up here, but he's looking to get more skills. My god, he's going to keep getting these proxy with this Cigar. Cigar landing that beautiful defense break. Big second skill is going to be right there. This is it. Oh, he's going to be dropping that Chung Pong right here. Wild! Zera with a great response, but to be honest with you, Sherbeta started this match off with nothing going his way.
Yeah, there was nothing really set up there. You know, you had to boost the Wind Robo in order to set up the skill 2. You held the skill 2 with the Nephthys for the prime moment. I think maybe he could have stood to use that skill 2 while he had the opportunity, just because the Cigar was going to go anywhere. Here comes a proc, but it's kind of an unfortunate one. There are no skills online, nothing to be done. Sherbeta's kind of going through the motions right now, seeing if maybe he could make something happen given time, but he lacks the damage to capitalize on anything right now.
That's right. What he really needed was to just get that full strip. All the immunities removed out there. He uses Chung Bung to lock everybody back there. But Zera had Yanhong Cigar. Those are the 2 comboing units that allowed him to get the advantage over Sherbeta, and he just took advantage of Sherbeta's inability to remove that immunity off top of Cigar, and that was a great draft, because right now, Juno's all the damage that Zera needs to take anything out right now. He's got the Camille, and the Camille is just going to act as a luxury, healing the team and applying more damage on top of that.
Yeah, because that's the question, right? The longer we stay in this game, the question just gets louder and louder. How do you take out the Juno? That is what Sherbeta is ultimately going to have to answer, and we're gonna see it. The answer is you don't.
Yep, that's right. You don't. Juno's just going to be taking everybody apart here. So, to be honest, still a great draft from Zera. Zera made a great response. It was a very, very exciting match, but it does come down to those resists there. Not getting those strips on top of Cigar. And for Sherbeta, it was a great draft. It was excellent watching these 2 go out. We went into a Game 5, and Zera taking out Sherbeta with great fashion.
What a great set. All 5 rounds of that were just gold. I loved watching their matches, Stoic. What a surprise from these 2 players. I thought that they both did so well. Oh, and look at that. Sherbeta, no, takes the foul. I love the sportsmanship, man.
It's great. It's great. And Sherbeta said, if the luck was going to be on his side of the field, he said he was going to be a victor in this tournament. And it came down to that final match. The luck was